Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and today we're doing another pick a card tarot and oracle reading, and this time we are asking, is this in alignment with you? Before we begin, I just want to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by a wonderful company called Rose Forever, and they sent me this beautiful box, black velvet box full of fresh roses, and it smells like fresh roses. And these are preserved through natural oils, totally vegan, and last for over a year. So I was so happy when they reached out to me, because you guys know that I love doing glamour magic and spells and just self-love rituals in general. The timing of them reaching out to me was so insane too, because it was right after this channel reached 10,000 followers or subscribers, and I was like, oh my god, it's aligned, it's from the universe. And this is just so awesome, because I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but every single month I buy myself flowers and use that as a sort of like devotional item to deities, to myself in glamour magic. And it's just so awesome to have an option to order roses that last for over a year, and they're not dried, they're fresh roses that last for over a year in this beautiful, luxurious container. And their website has so many different options for rose colors and containers. It's just really awesome that there's a company that does this, and I didn't even know that was a thing that existed. So they're gracious enough to send me this. And if you are interested in getting yourself or someone you love beautiful roses that last a long time, you can use the coupon code laurdowns at checkout, and that'll get you $20 off any of your purchases there. So you can ask about any situation in your life. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a hobby, a group of friends. If you're curious, like, is this person, place, or thing aligned with my greatest and highest good, and the greatest and highest good of all? That is what we're going to get some answers on. So take a moment to decide what you're asking about. And if you feel comfortable, you can even cement that intention in by commenting it. And once you've done so, take a look at all three groups on screen and select whichever one you feel most drawn to. We have group number 1 with the Dalmatian Jasper. We have group number 2 with the Goldstone, and group number 3 with the Rainbow Moonstone. Just listen to your intuition, and whichever one you feel most drawn to, that is your group. And you can either watch through or skip ahead to your reading using the timestamps. I just want to take some time to show appreciation for everybody who has subscribed and left a donation to the channel. I really appreciate it. All of your donations go back into the channel in the form of new decks and editing software, filming equipment, etc. So thank you so much for that. And thank you to everybody who's gotten a personal reading with me. Readings have always been open, guys. So if you want to connect one-on-one, link to that is down below. I also offer shamanic life transformation coaching sessions there if you're interested in hour-long weekly readings with me and daily email correspondence, so I could just love you and support you through whatever it is that you're going through in life. That also comes with 10 digital shamanic tools, and it's just great for achieving rapid transformation in your life. I also offer my online tarot reading course, and that is pre-recorded, learn at your own pace, meaning you can get that today and start today, or start like 2 years from now. It's just yours and you have access to it forever. So that is also on my website, and I do make homemade intention oils, and the cool thing about them is that they're all made to order. So when you order an intention oil, I specifically think of your energy as I am making it, and basically you use intention oils to anoint yourself or certain objects, and it's really great for manifestation. Currently, I have my goddess energy oil if you really just need to radiate that goddess glow. Very powerful. Be careful. One time I anointed myself with that on a first date, and my date almost crashed his car because he kept staring at me. So be careful with that one. I also have the money and abundance intention oil, which you can imagine what that is for, and the third eye open oil, which is really great for spiritual protection and also magnetizing epiphanies and soul connections and like Kundalini awakening. So if you're wanting some intense spiritual transformation, that one is good too. So those are my current offerings at the time that I'm filming this. I'm sure there will be more to come in the future if you're watching this in the future. Just everything that I offer is on my website, spiritpsychic.org. So check that out, okay? Now, if you're still selecting your group, pause now. Otherwise, let's begin. Group number 1, welcome. You guys selected the Dalmatian Jasper, and this is a stone that really helps teach you how to have more fun in life. So if whatever you're asking about, you are taking the road where you're just like, you know what, I'm going to do what feels best for me. I'm not going to overcomplicate things. And I'm not going to constantly be the one in charge, the one having to take on all the responsibility. I'm just going to do what feels right for me, that feels easy, that feels good. Then there's a good chance that what you are doing is in alignment. Now, if that does not at all sound like the path that you are going down, perhaps the Dalmatian Jasper is here to show you and teach you. It's not necessarily that you should be taking the path of least resistance, but not overcomplicating things and making what feels right, good. And I don't necessarily want to say easy, because sometimes doing hard things is what's best for us. But your body will tell you if it is what's best for you or not. And if something feels like, you close your eyes and you think about what it is that you're asking about, and it feels in your body like it is not for you, or it feels draining, or it feels disempowering, that is your number one place to go to when it comes to discerning whether or not something is in alignment with you. So that may be a practice that you need to take on a daily basis, because what you're asking about may be ever changing. The second it starts feeling disempowering in your body or not good in your body, there needs to be an adjustment made. So I just want to start your reading off by saying that whatever you're asking about, it feels like this is going to be something that you need to check in with on a daily basis, because it's ever changing, ever shifting. This could involve someone else's free will. So you can't just go off of this reading alone and then like, okay, that's my answer. You need to check in with it every single day. But let's begin your reading and see, is this in alignment with you? We have recovery. So there's something about what you're asking about that is healing major parts of you. Okay, restoring you back to your highest self, where you remember your power, you're feeling empowered. And there's also an element here of growth, a really strong element of growth in what you're asking about. We have the new moon eclipse, expect powerful change. Wow. I am seeing karmic, like huge, deep karmic cycles being like changing right now as a result of what you're asking about. Like, for example, if this is a relationship and you're going through certain issues, certain changes there, these changes are allowing you to really take a deep look at your karmic patterns in the past, the things within your own soul that need healing, that need released, and just creating a powerful change within you. And you may feel this change energetically so sharply, so strongly. And especially when paired with the Dalmatian Jasper, it's like you're learning how to, I don't know, I just kind of get this karmic theme popping up intuitively with this situation, where the lesson may be involving like learning how to not always be the responsible one, the person who's in charge of managing other people's emotions and drama and everything under the sun, not always being the one who's always doing right, like not being the karma police, you know. There's an element to what you're asking about that is teaching you how to break free from those cycles. And then we have the door to value in reverse. Okay. So this is from the Energy Oracle, and this does feel a little bit out of alignment. This can show a blockage in finances and career, or it could be a situation that devalues you. Okay, so whatever you're asking about, like for example, if this is a relationship and you're like, is this relationship in alignment with me? If you are using this relationship as a distraction from your financial woes or your career woes and the things in life that you want to make genuine progress towards, like for example, let's just say you really want to go to the gym regularly, you really want to work out. Let's just say you want to really focus on growing your business or your career, and you're using that relationship as a distraction. So for example, when this person wants to hang out with you, if it is during a time that you should be going to the gym, you're just like, oh yeah, I could just work out another day. Let me go hang out with you. Instead, that part of it is out of alignment. Okay. So this is one of those situations that don't feel black or white, like yes or no. This is in alignment. This is out of alignment. It feels like there are parts of this situation that do need to change because they're out of alignment. But then there's other parts here that can be kept, restored, and recovered. Does that make sense? So the dynamic of you and this thing needs to change. Your personal boundaries need to change here, because this could be blocking your own wealth. This could be blocking your own progress. I'm picking up a vibe and energy here. You may have a past where you really prioritized people over yourself. And what that means is like I said, like if you are this person who really wants to work out regularly, or you want to cook your own meals, or you want to really build a business for yourself, and you have those ideas in your head, the reason why you're not making any progress, why your value is being blocked and shut down in those things, is because a part of you needs to change. And that part of you is the part of you that says no. Like, no, I'm sorry, I can't hang out right now because I'm going to the gym. However, if you want to go with me, you're more than welcome to come with me. Otherwise, this is my free available time. And you may be responding to me right now to this reading saying, Laura, then I'm going to have like no time left over at the end of the day. And it's like, yeah, well, that just makes your time spent with others or on this thing that you're asking about much more special. So there are boundaries that are needed here within you. And your lack of boundaries with this is what is pulling it out of alignment. You're sort of subconsciously devaluing yourself with whatever you're asking about, is what I'm seeing here. And it has to do with time. So you're spending a lot of time with that person, too much time, and you're letting it affect like your other areas of life, you know, putting your friendships, putting your personal goals aside, and sort of devaluing yourself in the process. And that's the thing, guys. And this is why things like designer clothes are so sought after. Those designer clothes are made in the same exact factories that like dollar store clothes are made in. Same materials, everything, most of the time. But the reason why they cost so much more is because of this illusion of scarcity, this illusion that, oh, there's not much of this, therefore it's more valuable. And I want to say you become the same way when you're less available. So for example, let's take somebody who has their own business and maybe they sell their time in some way, shape, or form. Like maybe they're a consultant. Okay. If this person has a lot going on in their life and a lot of business, they have less time, meaning that their time is much more valuable. Does that make sense? And when something is more valuable, you can attract more money for it, or more, just more abundance from it. If you're constantly available to someone, constantly like, oh, my schedule is completely flexible, we can hang out whenever and do this and blah, 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 people aren't going to value your time. And the reason why usually is because you're not valuing your time. You know, you're so available to everyone all the time, but it's like, are you being available to yourself and your own goals and your own desires? That's the part that's out of alignment. Really needing to put yourself first and do the things that you want first. Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I would love to help you move, but the thing is, my house is a mess. It's been a mess, and I really need to clean it for my own mental wellness. And that's what I need to focus on right now in order to show up as my best self. Being able to say something like that is really important. And you know, I've seen a lot of people's relationships and friendships fail due to them not having boundaries. And that's the thing, like, you're not a better person by having no boundaries, you know, because that's just going to build resentment towards the people around you. And I feel like relationships of all sorts can only be successful when everybody advocates for their own needs and respects their own boundaries and isn't just agreeing to everything because, you know, that's the right thing to do. So we have the 9 of Cups upright, which is such a corresponding card to that energy. Like, this is all about contentment and personal peace as an individual, making sure all of your ducks are in a row. And I just get this vision with your reading generally of like you having a really awesome balanced schedule and you're prioritizing all of the mental health things for yourself before you worry about whatever the heck else, whatever this is, you know? And if you look at the chakra system or even Maslow's, is it Maslow? Hierarchy of needs, you have to start with your own sense of security before you even worry about relationships or worry about a job or whatever. It's like you need to make sure that your house is in good order. It's feeling structured. It's feeling clean and organized and a safe place for you to be. Like, is there food in the fridge? You know, it's like, don't be agreeing to help people around you. Don't be focusing. You can't focus so much on your career growth, for example, if you are slacking at going grocery shopping. You know what I mean? It's like there's a hierarchy of needs. And for whatever reason, this reading is saying it's not that what you're asking about is out of alignment. It's that you personally may be needing to reconsider your priorities here. We have the Four of Cups in reverse. We have the Two of Wands in reverse. So another thing here that I want to say is whatever you're asking about, is there an actual long-term future that is in alignment with you? That is my question. These two cards next to each other can give a little bit of emotional unavailability, is what I'm seeing. You know, is this, like, if this is a relationship, for example, is this somebody who is available to plan a long-term future if that's what you want, you know? And something funny here that I'm seeing is you may have a history of attracting people in situations that are kind of emotionally unavailable and kind of don't offer you that long-term future. And it's because you're kind of slacking on that yourself, and your relationships really at the end of the day are just a mirror of your own energy. It's like you are not doing the things that you need to do right now in the present moment to really achieve what you want in the, like to actually genuinely go after your long-term future that you're desiring. And so when you do that, you're going to attract people who also can't offer a long-term future. We have the Nine of Wands upright. Yeah, there's a lot of fear here, of vulnerability that I'm seeing, fear of planning for something more long-term, trusting this. We have the King of Swords upright, which is great communication, and the Eight of Wands upright. So yeah, here's the thing. Half of your cards that are showing up really positive. There is parts of what you're asking about that are really in alignment with you. Namely, there's passion, there's excitement to grow and do new things. There is a maturity, there is a great communication or great ideas that feel exciting. There's excitement to proceed forward. There is a focus on self, a focus on, I really want to make my life as comfortable and easy as possible. So all of those things feel in alignment. There is a karmic thing here, though, within you that this situation that you're asking about is bringing out, that is ready to change. Okay. And this may be involved with everything we mentioned about prioritizing self, but also there's an element here of like accepting, learning how to receive, learning how to accept and receive that which you're wanting to manifest, realizing that you can manifest it and to actually take the action to go towards that. And there's a lot of emotional healing here. So I want to say this reading may be a little bit confusing, and I apologize if that's the case. But overall, is what you're asking about in alignment? Parts of it, yes. Okay, other parts need to change. And there's something here about needing to really prioritize yourself and continue to do what feels right. Listen to your body when it's telling you that something is draining, or like your nervous system, if it's very much on edge all the time, like something's off, okay? Listen to that. Even if you can't find the logical root of it yet, listen to what your body's trying to say. You know, you deserve peace. You deserve a sense of safety, because you need to have those two things before you can really achieve that growth that I'm seeing that you want in life. You know, really being able to focus on growing your value. So thank you so much for joining me, group number 1. Definitely like this video. Comment what you're asking about and how this resonated down below. I'd love to know. and subscribe if you've not already. Thank you guys. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome. You guys selected the gold stone, which is really sparkly. I don't know if the camera is really picking up on just how sparkly this stone is. It's very beautiful. But yeah, gold stone is all about ambition. It's a man-made stone, but it's still beautiful nevertheless. And it is all about ambition, going after your dreams, and manifesting your dream life. So let's see what the cards have to say. You have the full moon, surrender to the divine. Okay, there could be elements of what you're asking about that need to come to a close, need to come to an end. We have the garden and the gate. Oh my gosh. And we have if you believe. There is a huge energy that I'm picking up from you here right now, of you really desiring a certain outcome in whatever it is that you're asking about. And if any of you are asking about a certain business, for example, that you're wanting to start or grow, oh my God, you just need to take action. There's a huge message here of like literally just take action. And if you're worried about like, oh, well, what's going to happen if I take this leap of faith? What's going to happen if I just tell this person my feelings? What's going to happen if I just put my business that I've been working on out there and start posting it on social media? Like, what's going to happen? And your mind may be thinking about all these different scenarios. Like, oh, what if people from my hometown see? And what if they judge? Or what if this? What if that? What if they reject me? And that is totally blocking you, group number 2. I feel like with the surrender to the divine card, the full moon, it's saying literally just let people judge you if they will, let people reject you if they will, let yourself fail at this if that's what's meant to happen. But you need to take action, and you need to be bold, and you need to explore this immediately. Whatever it is, like you just need to go for it. And if you fail, you fail. You'll pick yourself up. You do every time, and you'll turn this into a beautiful situation, even if you fail, because that's what you've been doing your whole life. You know, you have to trust yourself here. I really, really, really feel, group number 2, a lot of you guys are asking about something that you always wanted. And now for some reason you're asking the question, well, is it even in alignment with me? And the answer is yeah, but you need to go for it and believe in yourself. Get out of your comfort zone when it comes to whatever you asked about, and shoot for the moon. And I love that saying, aim for the moon, and even if you miss, you land amongst the stars, because the stars are even further than the moon anyways. And I feel like that's oftentimes what happens low-key. It's like you decide that you want something for yourself. You have a certain ambition, a certain goal. You use the law of attraction to get it, and you take the actions to get it. And a lot of the time what happens is you end up getting something even better than you could have asked for, because the universe knows what's truly best for you, and oftentimes it's much better than anything you could have imagined for yourself. And so yeah, the message is go for whatever it is that you want here, whatever it is that you desire. So comment down below, what are you asking about, and what is it that you desire to happen from this situation? And then ask yourself, what actionable steps do I need to take in order to manifest that outcome? Okay, that's your answer on what is in alignment with you right now. You need to take those actions. And I have a feeling that those actions are going to lead you somehow to a different scenario, a completely different situation, because life works like that, you know, very, never really going according to plan. But you needed to take action on this in order to get to the better stuff. Does that make sense? We have the Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, there's an element here of trusting yourself, individuality, because what you're asking about, it may not have been directly done before by anyone. You may find yourself lacking teachers or guides or people who have been in your shoes to get advice from. And so you're really needing to connect directly to source, directly to your own intuition to navigate the situation that you're in, because it's extremely nuanced or very unique. We have the Sun. Yes. Listen to your light. There's a lot of positivity here. We have the Seven of Wands. Temperance. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Cups upright. Okay, so I'm getting a story here. So you're asking about a certain situation, right? Is it in alignment with you? The journey of you going after this is in alignment with you, but the overall destination that you're hoping for from this is not in alignment with you. However, you need to move through this experience to get to the destination that is in alignment with you. Does that make sense? This may be one of those readings where some of you guys might not actually be listening to what I'm saying. An example I could give of this, okay? I'm kind of resisting giving this example because, I don't know. An example I can give of this. Let's just say you date someone or you're friends with someone and you're asking about them in this reading and you're like, well, is this relationship, is this friendship in alignment with me? The answer is you clearly want the relationship to work. You clearly want the friendship to work. So go after that. Yes, that is in alignment. However, this person or this overall relationship is not in alignment with you for the long haul. And so you choosing to pursue this for whatever reason is going to lead you to someone who is your soulmate, you know? And that happens sometimes. Like, I remember I dated this person for some time and like thought they were going to be everything to me for the rest of my life. Turned out to be a liar and a cheater. But the weird thing is, like, as I was moving through discovering these truths and breaking up with them, I met a friend who was like weirdly going through the same exact thing. And we were the same person on so many different levels. Like, truly, this person was like the male version of me, like a clone of me, and very quickly made a best friend. And it's like, I'm kind of happy, weirdly enough, that I went through that bad relationship to find this best friend. And also there was like 100 other things along the way that would not have happened if I didn't enter that relationship that were so in alignment with me. So I hope that makes sense. It's like sometimes the journey, sometimes we walk with certain people or work a certain job or do a certain hobby or something like that, and it's not in alignment with us for the rest of our lives, and it's not supposed to be in alignment with us long term, but it kind of acts as this catalyst that brings about the changes that we need in order to meet the environments, the people, the reality that is in alignment with us. Does that make sense? So the thing you're directly asking about, no, it's not in alignment with you long term. But if you have a desire to make it work and explore it right now, listen to that desire and taking action on that is in alignment with you long term, because it will lead you to something much better. I hope that reading made sense. That was very complicated, and life is complicated. And that's why you have the surrender to the divine card, because it's like life can be messy sometimes. Life can be beautiful and not straightforward, and oftentimes the best things in life are messy and not straightforward and just incredibly human. And being able to find peace and power in that, in the present day moment, without heavily attaching yourself to the outcome, it's just the most beautiful thing in the world. It's kind of like owning a dog, for example. It's like the most beautiful relationship you can have in this lifetime, but you know it's not forever, and dogs don't live a long time. And it's like you're not attached to, okay, I need this dog to stay in my life until I'm 80, because that'll just lead you to disappointment, you know? It's more so learning just how to be present with something that isn't supposed to walk with you for the rest of your life. But as a result of walking with this person, place, or thing that you're asking about, you will be led to things that are really in alignment with you longer term. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me. And I'd, again, love to hear what you asked about down below. Like this video, subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. You guys selected the Rainbow Moonstone, which is a lovely stone for emotional connection, and also just being psychically and spiritually in alignment and awakened. Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys got 2 angel answers cards. So is what you're asking about in alignment with you? We have the message wait and reconsider. Okay. So I'm really picking up an energy pattern here. There's the message time will tell is coming through. Whatever you're asking about, there's going to be new developments in the near future that will sort of shift your perspective on what you're asking about. Okay. I feel like things are going to be renegotiated in the future as a result. It's like news and developments that are outside of your control are going to come in, and your free will is going to have to make another choice here based off of those new news and developments. And there's something here about reconsidering things and renegotiating the dynamic of what you're asking about as a result of this new information that comes in. And so yeah, I definitely expect some news, developments, or communications when it comes to what you're asking about to arrive. And I want to say within the next couple of days or weeks. The 3 weeks feels like the max for that message. So from now until 3 weeks from now, it feels like the energies are shifting in what you're asking about. New information will come in, and then that will put you into this place of, okay, what do I want to do now that I know this? So yeah, and I think that will bring you a lot more clarity as well. You may need multiple readings on this situation. We have the balsamic moon, a time for healing. And we have goddess of the moon in reverse. Wow. So pay attention to the moon cycles because they're very connected to what you're asking about. So on the new moons, that's when it's completely black. That is usually a really good time for new seeds to be planted, new intentions to occur, and some witches like to intentionally use the moon cycles as a catalyst of change. So on the new moons, they may intentionally start something new, but even just going about your life, how it pans out naturally, and just noticing what happens around those new moons, that will lead you to, that'll give some really deep clues as to what's going to develop for you in the next 6 months, because that's how long it takes for that new moon in that particular sign to become a full moon in that particular sign. So for example, let's just say on one new moon, the most recent new moon, you hung out with like a brand new group of people you've never hung out with before, and it felt really cool. You enjoyed it and really felt connected to that community. That new moon may be telling you that 6 months from now, and within the next 6 months, there's going to be a big theme around developing your community and getting to know friendships better. You know, that's an example of how the moon works. And then during the full moons, that is like the end of those 6 month cycles, right? So we have a full moon every single month, and it's like, yeah, every single month a cycle ends and a new cycle begins. And whatever it is that you're asking about, pay attention to anything that may occur, any strong feelings that come in for you about that topic around the new and full moon. Okay, and when you connect to that magic and those cycles, pay attention to the cycles in this relationship or environment or whatever it is that you're asking about. Is there a cycle here that you need to pay attention to? And then the question then becomes, how can I break free from the cycles in this thing that I'm asking about that feels out of alignment for me? What new bold action that I wouldn't normally take can I take here that will change the dynamic and change the cycle and perhaps lead me into something better? And what I'm seeing you're doing here, group number 3, is with whatever it is that you're asking about, you may actually very consciously be in that perspective, and you take some sort of new bold action in this, and then wait for a response from the other person, from the world, from the situation. And then you gather that information up and you're like, okay, what do I do now? in response. And then that cycle is what I'm seeing continues on forward for you. And it's from repeating that cycle that you're actually healing yourself, possibly the situation. If this involves someone else, you can't force healing or change upon people, but there's something about what you're asking about where that cycle is really going to support you. It's like, realize that you're magic, okay? And you can change the things you don't like about what you're asking about quite easily, okay? So I'm getting this like call and response pattern in what you're asking about that does feel in alignment with you right now. But this is an energy that's constantly changing and being renegotiated, new information coming in. So it's really hard to get a straight long-term answer if this is long-term in alignment with you, because it's constantly changing. Right now, what does feel in alignment with you is that pattern that we just talked about, seeing the situation for what it is. Okay, what do I like about this? What do I not like about this? And how can I break free from the things that I don't like? How can I change it? And then you do some bold action, communication, whatever it may be, and then you wait for a response. That cycle is totally in alignment with you right now. Okay, we have the Three of Wands upright, which is all about achieving your goals, actually. Wish fulfillment. This could even be like travel for some of you. Certain outcomes. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Queen of Cups upright. If you're asking about something that involves another person, I'm seeing that one person here, and this could be you, is really in their spiritual, emotionally intelligent energies. And they're trying to very masterfully manifest certain outcomes here. Moving in a way that's not manipulative, but very aware of the undercurrents of energy and inner psychology and how to influence the energies. Okay, so someone's being very intentional about influencing the energies to achieving a certain dynamic. They're showing up very available and wise and mature. Someone else here, represented by the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, could be moving very slowly, and their game plan is to not take any action, trying to just stay still for as long as possible and not rock the boat too much. Okay, so one person's more flowy and intentional about manifesting the healthiest outcomes here. Another person here maybe just not really taking any action on their own, and the only actions that they take is in response to this other person's change. Okay, if any of you are asking about a relationship, I feel tempted to ask, are you sure that your levels of maturity and intentionality are in alignment? I think if you're the one that can very masterfully influence people and influence outcomes, that's great and all for you. But do you really want to be with someone who is not meeting you with that same intentionality? That would be my question. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. The Devil in reverse. So there could be some toxic pattern here in this situation, or toxic energy here, devil energy, and that would be like lying, cheating, stealing, manipulation, that's actively being broken out of. Then we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So is this thing in alignment with you? I don't think so. To be honest with you, group number 3, I don't think so. There are elements of how you're going about this that should be reconsidered. Definitely. I'm seeing earth energy towards Virgo Capricorn, but it's the shadow side of earth energy, which is no movement, no solid commitment, no solid accountability or actions being taken by an individual. It's kind of giving that energy of like, I'm going to try to keep this and get away with what I can get away with for as long as possible. And it's like the only forward movement this energy is making is in response to your increasing boundaries, maturity, magic, glow, your ability to manipulate energies, which is all very beautiful. That you can do those things and you're glowing in that way. Oh, this is an interesting reading, actually. So it's like you're in that pattern, right? Where you become stronger, more glowy, more thriving, more successful. The funny thing is, it's coming from a shadow place within you. And this is why it's so important to integrate your shadows. And let me get, oh my God, this is exciting to me, but going to be very hard to describe. For example, let's just say this is a relationship. You really want to keep this relationship in your life, but the other person is not really meeting you with the same intentionality and commitment that you are, right? So you're asking the question, is this even in alignment with me to try to make this relationship work? The thing is about this relationship, you may be doing a lot of different things and learning and studying up on a lot of different things in order to manifest the outcome that you want here. And weirdly enough, in the process of trying to get this to work, you're becoming more independent, more glowy, more thriving, more successful, more knowledgeable, more masterful at energies. And so that part of it is actually bringing out the best in you and allowing you to really mature from this situation. And here's the funny thing, though. It's like you're continuously growing in that regard as a result of this thing that you're asking about that actually kind of feels shadowy. And what I feel, and this is just my psychic prediction, what I feel might happen here, group number 3, is you're going to outgrow this very quickly. You're going to outgrow this. Now, there is a message here that I'm picking up from your spirit guides, and the message is, don't feel bad about staying in this thing, whether it's relationship, job, whatever. Sometimes, how do I put this? Sometimes it doesn't really matter what choice you make because you're going to end up in the same place anyways. So for example, it's like, yeah, you can remain single, which would be probably easier and like just focus on yourself and you'll grow that way. Or you can choose that relationship, that job that isn't great for you, but you're still going to learn the same amount of lessons and have the same amount of growth anyways. You know what I mean? So it's like there's nothing necessarily wrong with you being in this situation. You're still going to grow. I just have an intuitive feeling you're going to quickly outgrow whatever this is. Because I'm seeing an energy movement in your aura, group number 3, where you're becoming increasingly more glowy, successful, better at communication, better at navigating tricky circumstances and maintaining unconditional love and beautiful boundaries, healthy communication, all that jazz. You're learning how to really do that because of this situation, and you're continuously growing as a person. And I just have a feeling that you're going to quickly outgrow this situation, which may be a good thing, because what I'm seeing here is you in a position of resilience, power, strength, honesty, all of that. But there's something else or someone else that you're asking about that is just trying to get by with doing as minimal work as possible. Like, their motivation isn't to grow and become a better person. Their motivation is to hold you in their life, not lose out, not lose you. And they're only responding to your new ways of communicating, your new boundaries, your actions. So it kind of does feel like you're playing this little game, trying to keep this situation in your life. and get them to act the way that you need them to act, or get the situation to do what you need it to do. And in that game, in that process, you're actually becoming a stronger person. But short answer, no, this doesn't feel in alignment with you. I'm going to be honest. And there may be some devilish energies that you experienced with this already. And I don't feel like you feel stuck or strongly attached anymore. There could have been a cord or something that was broken. For example, if this is work, it's like your contract may have ended, but you still have the option to stay or go. Or same thing if it's a lease or even a relationship. Like you may have even like broken up. You're not defined, but you're still in each other's lives, you know? Something, or this could also be something something different, kind of like karmic. It's like it was once very negative. It's healing now, and we see that a time for healing. There's a lot of healing taking place, you and someone else. Not to just completely crap on this other person here, if this is a person. It's growing too, but at a much slower rate, I want to say. And I just feel like there's a high chance you might outpace. But the message here is like, you don't need to take any crazy action as a result of this reading. Like you can still try making things work here if you wish. I feel like there's going to be some responses to your change in energy. And that's the thing, like when you change your internal energy and how you allow things to affect you and, you know, what have you, the world will respond to that change in energy. You know, it's like you set a new boundary in a relationship, for example, that person's going to react. They're going to provide new information as a response to that new boundary. And it's like, okay, well now what's your response? You know, it's like you're playing a tennis match or a dance with life itself. And that dance through fire, that dance through hardship or the chaos of the situation, it's actually growing you into an incredibly strong person. So this is one of those readings where it's like, yeah, you're dancing in your shadows, you're dancing in the flames with keeping this in your life, but it is growing you. So that's not a bad thing. Is it fully in alignment with you? No. It's not at your level, is what I want to say. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. Definitely like this video. Comments what you asked about if you feel comfortable, and thoughts, feelings, opinions, what resonated with you here. And subscribe if you have not already. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.